Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Dear brothers and sisters, continuing again with chapter 28, we're almost coming to an end of this chapter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of this chapter is talking to Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam and to every person who is looking for guidance, to every Muslim who's looking for more guidance, to every non-Muslim who's looking for guidance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَمَا كُنْتَ تَرْجُو أَن يُلْقَى إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابِ. Brothers and sisters, with a message which will break the status quo, a message which will initiate a new movement, a new way of life, a new understanding of how you as a person should behave and how others should behave. This message, of course, it won't get acceptance easy. Why? For example, if Islam comes right now to rule the world, what's going to happen? You'll see an industry like gambling going into bankruptcy, industry like cigarettes, electronic cigarettes, name it, going into bankruptcy, liquors, alcohol, bankruptcy. Also, one of the main thing is banking system, which based on slavery, based on interest, is going to go into bankruptcy. So it is in the interest of any person in the West, or the majority of West are not Muslim, it is in their best interest to spread misconceptions about Islam, to spread Islamophobia, to spread that Muslims are terrorists, Muslims abuse women, Muslims. So people who don't have the knowledge and curiosity and eager to learn, they won't learn. I mean, there's not everybody who reads books, not everybody who want to look for the truth. People are just watching TVs or watching social media all the time. But when they control the social media, when they control the news outlets, people will get the misconceptions in the West and believe that Islam and Sharia law is something evil and something need to be fought. And who's planting these ideas are the elite on the top. Why? Because you know Islam with its justice, Islam with its merit-based system, Islam which with its equality, and Islam with the rule of law coming from the heaven will change the society, will make it everybody has equal rights, everybody has an equal opportunity. And that's why you see people from you see that in the West, Islam is targeted. You know, the only people who are getting out of that cycle are the people who are eager to learn, the people who are different. You know, any entrepreneur, somebody who started a unique company, which turned to become $1 trillion company, like for example Google, Facebook, different companies, so many, I'm not going to name, Amazon, there's so many of them. The person who started that company, initially, he saw what other didn't see at that time. That person has the vision. That's why they call them visionaries. And the same exact thing. If Islam, and at the time, for example, of when all these companies, in a lot of time, they had difficulties. They were on a verge of bankruptcy because of the attacks from outside, the attacks from people who don't believe in their mission. Their attacks the people who don't believe in their product and their vision. And this is exactly what's Islam. And this is exactly how Allah is testing Muslims and non-Muslims. Allah is trying to tell you, if you are a Muslim, are you gonna hold your stuck? You're gonna hold Islam. You're gonna do everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have asked you to do, or you're gonna sell Islam cheap. You know, a female who put all kind of makeup and reveal her body and act totally as a non-Muslim is basically selling her deen, selling her religion. You know, given a picture or an image to non-Muslims that Islam is the same like any other religion. And this is a fallacy. And this is a negative promotion. A man who has a business and he cheats, he steals, he committing fraud on small level or a higher level, when you falsify an application to get Medicaid benefits or benefits you're not allowed to get, you're not disclosing your income correctly. This is a behavior which a Muslim cannot do. When you as a Muslim drink alcohol or do gambling or go do other things, okay, watch porn, do all these kind of stuff, you are sending a message that it's okay to Muslim to do those things. And absolutely, this is impacting Islam negatively from one side. So, to summarize the point is, a Muslim should behave at all times the way the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and his Sahaba, his companions, have behaved. Again, we want to understand this Quran. It's a rule, it's a way of living. And when we understand it more, that will reflect on our behavior. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that because of the burden, O Muhammad, and a burden of anybody believing this book, any person who want to change the surrounding, he want to change the society, he want to change everything around him to comply with the heavenly laws, the heavenly guidelines, is this deen, this Quran, and this religion is a burden on him, because a lot of people are fighting against him. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Prophet. First of all, you didn't expect that I'm going to give you this message. Any person who got the guidance to become knowledgeable, it's not just knowledge only. If you got knowledge in Islam, you have to act it up. It says the actions behind that knowledge. Are you acting? Because some people have knowledge, but money bribes, a lot of other things, made them change their testimony, made them change their fatwas, made them change their opinions, made change everything, because the dunya, this life, they sold the akhirah, they sold the hereafter cheap, and they bought this life. So the Prophet Muhammad had a burden. He never expected that this message is going to come to him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, yes, I send it to you. I know that you are holding a heavy burden on you. And your Sahaba, your companions, and everybody who's being guided with this message, he cannot stop at an individual level, because that's not the goal. The goal is a worldly level. The goal is Islam to be like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the book. He said in the Quran, he said what? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. O Muhammad, we have sent you as a rahmah, mercy, to all mankind. To all mankind. So an individual Muslim, from inside he's burning, he's boiling. He wants Islam. He wants rahmah, mercy. He wants the love of Allah to be, he wants equal opportunity. He wants guidance. He wants kindness, gentleness to be spread all over. That's Islam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, Illa rahmah. We have sent you. You never expected that message to come to you, O Muhammad. But we have sent you. And we brought you. And we brought this message as mercy. Mercy. Why mercy? Brothers and sisters, mercy, because this book, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can hold us accountable even if he doesn't send messages or books. Why? Because you have your conscience. And a lot of, if you don't have, people who don't even believe, say atheists, who don't believe in Allah, who don't believe in God. Do you know that killing is haram or prohibited? Do you know that stealing prohibited? Do you know that defrauding the government, defrauding anybody is unacceptable and prohibited? Do you know? So we already know what's right and wrong. But the book coming as a mercy from Allah, an additional mercy, as if it's a study guide. What that means, study guide? Like you go to the school, or you take in a class. Throughout the semester, the teacher is explaining the material. And there is an exam at a certain date. He couldn't test you on all the material he discussed in the class. But from his mercy, he even bring you the day before, 3 days or 4 days, he's going to give you what? Study guide. He tell you or a set of questions, or a set of chapters, or a set of, things which will be on the test. And this is mercy. This is exactly what it is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's so many things in life, there's so many things your heart can say yes or no, and He can hold you accountable. But He brought the book, He brought the message of Muhammad alayhi salam to tell you exactly this is what's going to come. Exactly this is how you behave. Exactly what are the answers of the questions and how you're supposed to answer them. What else you want more than that? That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, Illa rahmah. It is a mercy. Because you follow it, you do what's in it, you're saved from hell.